So this is lecture number 18 of Introduction to Physical Metallurgy class. And today these are the contents, that is plane and direction in hexagonal system, closed packed planes and direction in crystals, significance of closed packed plane and direction, and number of slit system in FCC, BCC and HCP, linear density, planar density. So I'm not sure that we'll complete all the things today. I'll try my best within the time. And okay, let us recall the previous class, what we have studied. So we have started the discussion about Miller-Bravais indices system, right? Which is basically a 4-coordinate system, right? So we can have 2-coordinate, 3-coordinate system, and we can have 4-coordinate system, right? So 3-coordinate system are basically for simple cubic system, body-centered cubic system, face-centered cubic system, right? Basically that is for cubic system, right? Because in a cube we have 3 axes, x, y and z, right? But in other way, if we have any hexagonal system means like hexagonal closed packed structures, HCP, then in that conditions we have to use 4-coordinate system, right? Because we have A1, A2, A3, these are the 3 axes in one plane, and we have a vertical axis, that is Z, right? So 4 coordinates we have. And also we can convert the 3-coordinate system to 4-coordinate system. We have a given formula, that is the best way to convert that. That means if you want to find out the particular crystallographic direction in a given unit cell of hexagonal crystal, right? So what you need to do, you need to first find out the 3-coordinate system. So 3-coordinate system, let's suppose that means basically we use what? U, V and W for directions, right? In case of cubic system. That one will be correlate with the, finally that is similar to that of A1, A2 and Z, right? So now suppose you got a particular Miller indices of a particular direction, right? Then you can say that is U dash, V dash and W dash, right? And you want to convert this U dash, V dash, W dash direction to U, V, T, W, because U, V, T, W are the representation for hexagonal crystal directions, right? So the best formula, if you remember, right? Because W will be equal to W dash. That is okay. There is no problem. It is very easy to remember. W will be equal to W dash. But T is also easy to determine. T is equal to minus U plus B whole bracket, right? And what about U and V? So how to find out U? U and V have common things, that is 1/3 in both cases. And they have 2 also, that is a common thing, right? So the formula for U is equal to 1/3 bracket start, that is 2U dash minus V dash, right? Similarly for V, 1/3 bracket 2 into V dash minus U dash, right? So this is a simple formula, you remember, right? And suppose you want to find out a crystallographic direction in hexagonal closed packed structure or in hexagonal structure, right? Anyhow, first of all, the first step is to do what? The first step is to find out the 3-coordinate system, Miller indices kind of thing. Then you can convert that into 4-coordinate system and you will finish with that. So this is, you can see now, this is a hexagonal unit cell and a direction is given. This is the dark line, the direction, and we want to find out the Miller-Bravais indices of this given direction in a unit cell of hexagonal system. Okay, so how to do that? You just translate this one to the origin. Just have a look. This given direction is translated to the origin. So this direction becomes now this. Both are parallel. Fine. You can see this one and this one is parallel. So they have same Miller-Bravais indices. That means fine. So now you want to find out the three coordinate system, right? So in the three coordinate system, this is three actually. This is three. The three coordinate system, you will end up with 1 1 1 square bracket, because this is the direction. So how you are getting this 1 1 1? Just have a look. So this is the origin, right? We know this one is the origin. So I want to reach at this point. The starting point is the origin and the finishing point is this one, arrow mark, right? So I'll move in this direction first. Okay, sorry, I'll move in this direction first because the A1 direction is here, right? So in the A1 direction, I am moving 1 unit magnitude first. So that is 1 already. Then I will move in this direction because this direction is parallel to A2, right? So this is again 1 magnitude. So that is 1 again. And finally, in the Z direction, I have to move. So I'm moving in the Z direction. This direction is parallel to Z. So finally, I'll moving by 1 unit magnitude again. So that is 1 1 1. Again, I'm showing this is the origin. I will move 1 unit magnitude in the A1 direction. This is, then from here I will move towards A2 direction, 1 unit magnitude. I'll reach over here and finally I will move in the Z direction by 1 unit magnitude. So that is why it is 1 1 1 direction. Now this three coordinate system should be converted to four coordinate system. So this is the formula. You remember U, V, T, W, you have to find out. That means this one is U dash, this one is V dash, and this one is W dash. So U dash, V dash, W dash should be converted to U, V, T, W, right? So W, as I told, W is equal to W dash. So already it is 1. W dash is 1. So W will be 1. So T is minus U plus V. So you have to find out U plus U and V. So this is the formula, and finally you will got this answer. Fine. Similarly, now again there is a direction given. In a hexagonal system, hexagonal unit cell, we have a direction, and you want to find out the Miller-Bravais indices of the given direction. Fine. So again, what you need to do, you translate that to the origin. See, so this black direction has been translated to the origin, and you will end up with this one. This is the given direction. So again, you have to find out the three coordinate system first, right? So in three coordinate system, you are getting this one 0 1 1 bar, a half, right? So that means you are not traveling in the A1 direction because you have to reach at this point. So directly you are traveling in the A2 direction. So that's why A1 is 0, and since you are traveling A2 direction by 1 unit magnitude, this is 1, right? And finally you have to travel in the Z direction. So you are traveling a half distance basically. Because the total distance is 1, from here to here it is 1, so you are traveling only half distance, so it will be half, so that will be 0 1 and half. Now since this is a fraction, you need to convert the fraction into integer, right? So I will multiply with 2, so it will become 0 2 and 1, right? So this is the three coordinate system now, 0 2 1. So 0 is U dash, 2 is V dash, 1 is W dash. Now you convert this three coordinate system into four coordinate system, right? So after putting the formula, you'll get this thing, 2 by 3, 4 by 3, sorry, minus 2 by 3, 4 by 3, minus 2 by 3, and 1, right? But since these are the fraction, you need to convert into integer, so you can multiply with 3. So minus 2 by 3, it will come out minus 2, that is 2 bar, 4 in this will be 4, and this will be 2 bar again, and finally this will be 3, right? So just you are multiplying everything with 3 only. So you will end up with this answer. So this is the four coordinate system answer. Now the question is, find out the Miller-Bravais indices. That means find out the 4 coordinate system for this particular given planes. This is the green plane, this is the red plane, and this is the purple plane. So this is actually easy. You do not have to do much things here, right? So if you remember how to find out Miller indices for a given crystallographic planes in a cube, that thing will be applied over here only. So, and origin is always here. You can see this is the origin, right? This one is the origin. So this is first, this is the green plane. You want to find out the Miller-Bravais indices of this given green plane. So what I can do, I have to check this plane, this green plane is intersecting x1 at what magnitude, x2 at what magnitude, x3 at what magnitude, and z at what magnitude. So that is the first thing. That means you have to find out the intercept. Then after finding out the intercept, you can take the reciprocal and you will get the answer quickly. So, but the thing is what, it is very easy to remember. If it is coming out infinity, you can directly write 0 for that, right? So that means this is the origin. So you can see this particular green plane is intersecting the x1 direction by 1 unit magnitude. So I have 1 over here, right? Then you can see x2. This x2 direction or x2 axis is parallel to this given green plane. So it will, that means this given green plane will intersect the x2 direction at an infinite distance. So that will be 0, because 1 by infinity is 0, right? So I have written 0 over here. Now x3 direction, just have a look, x3. So x3 direction will intersect this particular plane at 1 unit magnitude, but in the reverse direction, right? This is the positive x3, but if from the origin I will move in this direction, it will be negative x3, right? So that means this x3 is cutting this plane at 1 unit magnitude in the negative direction. So it will be -1. So that will be 1 bar, right? And finally, this direction, this plane is completely parallel to the z direction, right? Z direction is parallel to this plane. So again, it will be 0 because they will meet at infinite distance. So 1 by infinity is equal to 0, right? So this is 1, 0, 1 bar 0, right? So this plane is done. Suppose then you want to find out this red plane, Miller-Bravais indices of this red plane. So again, you have to check the intercepts. The plane is intersecting x1, x2, x3, and z by what magnitude? Then after that, you have to find out the reciprocal of that. Then you'll end up with the answer. Fine. But if it is not integer, then you have to convert it to integers. So fractions need to be converted into integers, right? So just have a look. This red plane is parallel to x1, right? So x1 and z plane, red plane is parallel, right? So that means they will intersect at infinite distance. So it will be obviously coming as 0, right? And you can see the x2 direction is intersecting this plane by 1 unit magnitude in positive direction. So it will be 1 only, right? Now x3, so x3 is the positive direction here. If you move just behind that, that is negative x3. So this plane will be intersected by x3 at 1 unit magnitude, but in the reverse direction, negative direction. So it will be 1 bar, fine. And this plane is again parallel to z-axis. So it will be 0, fine, done. Then finally, purple one. Just have a look. This purple plane, now this purple plane, and this x1 axis, if you move in the negative direction of x1 axis, so it will intersect this purple plane by 1 unit magnitude, but in the negative direction. So it will be 1 bar, right? So already it is in 1 bar. Similarly, this plane is intersected by this x2 at 1 unit magnitude in the positive direction. So it will be 1. So it is written over here 1. Similarly, this given purple plane is parallel basically to this x3, right? So it will be 0, obviously. And this purple plane is also parallel to z. So it will be again 0. So this will 1 bar, 1, 0, 0. I think it is clear up to this.
Yes, sir.
So you can see these kind of planes in a hexagonal system. It may be hexagonal closed pack system or hexagonal system, simple hexagonal system, right? These planes are actually called prismatic planes. And if you want to write the family, if you remember, family of planes means those planes which are crystallographic equivalent planes. Those comes under a particular family. You can see these kind of curly brackets showing you family of plane, right? So either you write this one, either you write this one, either you write this one. That means same, this one, right? 1 bar 0 0, right? Here just you are changing the sign and changing the order, right? But all are same thing. Now, in a hexagonal crystal system, like or in hexagonal close packed structures or crystal structures, we have three planes basically. This is red plane, this is a green plane, and this is a yellow plane. Just all the planes are given different colors. So this red plane is called basal plane. Already it is written over here. And this yellow plane is called prismatic plane, which I have shown you just before. And this green plane, like this, is called pyramidal plane. So we have basal planes. So this bottom plane and this top plane are basal planes, right? This top plane and bottom planes are parallel. So, and all this yellow plane and all these planes around this will be prismatic, right? Okay. So you want to find out the plane. What is the Miller-Bravais indices of this red plane? So what will be the Miller-Bravais indices of this red plane? So what I can write? I will write like this for plane, obviously, parenthesis, right? Then I will insert the data, the 4 coordinates. So what it will be? You can see this particular red plane, basal plane, is parallel to A2, parallel to A1, and parallel to A3, right? So it will be what? 0, 0, 0, right? Since this red plane is parallel to A2 axis, A1 axis, and A3 axis. So it will be 0, 0, 0. But this particular plane is at a 1 unit magnitude from this origin. Suppose now this is the origin, for example. This is the origin. So from the origin, this is 1 unit magnitude. You can write either 1 or you can write 1 bar. There is no problem. So 0, 0, 0, 0, 1 plane this is. Similarly, you want to find out this prismatic plane. What is the Miller-Bravais indices of this yellow prismatic plane? So it will be again like this parenthesis. Inside the parenthesis, you have to write the 4 coordinates, right? So you can see this particular yellow plane, prismatic plane, is parallel to, okay, fine. First of all, this is A1. You are considering this one as A1, right? So if you move in the backward direction, in the negative direction, it will be intersected by this plane, right? So that means this will be -1 or 1 bar basically. You need to write 1 bar. Then that means this A1 direction is intersecting this plane by 1 unit magnitude, but in the negative direction. So it is 1 bar or -1. Better to write 1 bar. I'm writing -1 because I cannot able to write 1 bar. That's why. Then just have a look. A2 direction is parallel to this one, this plane. Just have a look. This plane. If you extend this plane, and this plane will be parallel to A2. That means they will be intersected by at infinite distance. So that will be 0, right? Similarly, this one, A3 now. So A3 is intersecting this particular yellow plane by 1 unit magnitude in the positive direction. So this will be 1, right? Then finally, what about Z? Who can answer what about Z? This plane and Z relation.
0.
0, very good.
Zero.
Because the Z axis is vertical axis, right? This is the Z axis and this plane is parallel, right? So it will be 0. So this will be 1 bar, 0, 1, 0, right? And finally, for this one, this plane. Okay, let me wait and I want answer from you. At least I will give you 1 minute for that. Let me see who can answer quickly about this plane. What will be the Miller-Bravais indices for this green pyramidal plane, right? So first 4 coordinate system, first coordinate will be how much magnitude? What should I write here? Okay, fine. Very good. 1, because this is the A1 direction, right? This is the A1 direction, and A1 direction is intersecting this plane by 1 unit magnitude. Very good. So this is only 1. Then next, what about A2? For A2, it will be 0. Very good. Very good.
0.
0 because you can see this A2 direction and this plane is parallel. They will not intersect. They will intersect at infinite distance. So it will be 0. Very good. And what about A3? For A3?
1 bar.
Very good. 1 bar. So it will be, I'm writing -1 here. Because you can see this is the positive A3 direction and behind that it is negative A3 direction. So this plane is intersected by A3 at a negative -1 magnitude distance, right? So it will be -1 or 1 bar. And what about Z?
0.
How 0? Just have a look. This see Z axis means it starts from here and it will move vertically to this point, right? So it is intersected by how much? 1 unit magnitude, right?
1 unit.
Very good. This is the Z axis, and just have a look. If it is the Z axis, this plane is intersecting the Z axis by 1 unit magnitude. So it will be positive in positive direction otherwise. So it will be 1 again. Very good. So done. Now we'll move to close packed plane and direction in FCC. FCC means face centered cubic structure or crystal, right? So in the face centered cubic crystal, we have what? 8 atoms at the 8 corner of the cube and 1 atoms at the face center of the cube. So we have 6 faces. So at the center of each face, we have 1 atom, right? So those atoms are represented over here, right? You can see these are the atoms, right? Now you want to find out the close packed plane. So close packed plane means those planes where atomic density will be higher. See, we can have a lot of planes and we can have lot of direction in a crystal, right? But certain planes and certain direction are close packed. Close packed means in that particular plane or in that particular direction, the atomic density will be more. Or you can say more number of atoms are present in that particular direction or in that particular plane compared to other planes or other directions, right? So this is the very simple. You have to remember that this is called. Okay, can you name this plane? What is this plane? What is the Miller indices? This is the 3 coordinate system. So you have to use Miller indices only, not Miller-Bravais indices. So what is the Miller indices of this plane?
1, 1, 1.
Very good. This will be 1, 1, 1. Just have a look because this will be your origin. And this is the X direction. This is Y direction. And this is Z direction. So each direction, this plane is intersected by 1 unit magnitude, right? This plane is intersecting X at 1 unit magnitude, Y at 1 unit magnitude, Z at 1 unit magnitude. So it will be 1, 1, 1 plane. So how to write that? Just have a look. This one, right? I've shown over here only, the same plane. In the parenthesis, the 1, 1, 1 will be enclosed in a parenthesis, right? So what is the difference between this one and this one? Just tell me. This is a plane, but this is a family of plane. You can represent a family because we can have lot of 1, 1 plane like that in a crystal, right? We'll see that. Now, what about the directions? Close packed directions. So you can see, if just imagine you have a face centered cubic unit cell, and just imagine atoms are present at the each center of the face. So the face diagonal will be the close packed directions, obviously. That will be shown here. This green line, this direction, this yellow, blue direction, and this yellow direction. So all are close packed directions, right? So you can move in this direction. That means this is one close packed direction. This is one close packed direction. And this is one close packed direction. All are face diagonal. Yes or no? Just have a look.
Yes,
This
sir.
is one face diagonal direction. This is one face diagonal direction. And this is one face diagonal direction, right? So that means edge length are not close packed direction. This edge length is also not a close packed direction. So can anybody tell me, in case of simple cubic, then what will be the close packed direction? In a simple cubic or primitive cubic crystal, In a simple cubic, we have only 8 atoms at the 8 corner of the cube. There is no atoms on the body center, or not, there is no atoms at the face center, or there will be no atoms at the edge center or base center. So in a simple cubic, we have only 8 atoms at the 8 corner. So what will be the close packed direction? The edge length, yes or no? Just imagine. Right? All the edge length will be close packed. Okay, anyways, so just have a look. Can you quickly tell me what is the Miller indices of this direction? Just tell me quickly. This direction. What is the Miller indices of this direction? Nobody is answering. What is the Miller indices of this given direction? Which is represented in form of green color direction, right? So this will be your origin, right? So if you consider this as an origin now, because direction means the origin must be present over there, right? The direction means the particular direction will cross the origin, anyhow, intersect the origin. So this will be the origin. So if this will be the origin, then this is the x direction, this is y, and this is z. So you want to reach at this point finally. The final destination is this one.
Minus 1, 0, 1.
Very good. You have to move into this one, minus 1. Since you want to reach over here, you should not go to this one, right? So you will move from here to here. This is minus 1, and this will be 0 in the y direction, and z direction is 1 magnitude, right? Very good. What about this one? This yellow direction, suppose this one.
One bar, 1, 0.
Very good, very good. So you again, that means this is your initial point and this is the final point, right? So you want to reach from initial point to final point, right? So how you travel? You just move in the negative direction of the x, it will be minus 1. Again, in the y direction, you move in the positive direction, that is 1, but you will finally reach the end point. So you should not have to go to the z direction. So this will be minus 1, 1, 0, right? And what about this blue direction? Blue direction is this one. This phase diagonal.
0, 1 bar, 1.
Okay, let me see. So that means if this is the direction, suppose you start with this point, for example. You start with this is your origin, for example. Let it be the origin, or you can make this one as an origin, no problem. Right? So I'm making this one as an origin right now. So what will be the answer? So you have to move in the negative direction, oh sorry, x now first. So in the negative direction, x, so if you move here, there will be problem, you cannot reach, right? So that means in the x direction, it will be 0, right? So now if you want to move into the y, then, okay, if you're moving like this and going like this, you can reach, it will be okay if I'll move from here to here first, then finally I'll reach over here. It will be okay. I will not move in the x direction. I will make it 0, right? I will move in the y direction, positive y. So this will be 1, 0, 1, and minus 1. It will be okay?
Yes, sir.
Right? Okay, very good. Just have a look. For green, this is 1 bar, 0, 1. For this direction, it is 0, 1, 1 bar. And for this direction, red one, this is 1 bar, 1, 0, right? All belongs to same family. So that's why I have written 1, 1, 0. So you have to remember this one. If anybody will ask what is the closed packed plane in face center cubic crystal, just tell them 1, 1, 1. You can write family, right? And what is the closed packed direction in face center cubic crystal? That is 1, 1, 0. Family, right? And there is a very interesting line. Just have a look. This given plane is called octahedral plane. You have to remember this one. So in FCC, the closed packed plane is an octahedral plane. So we have 4 sets of this kind of plane. So 4 set of this kind of plane means some planes are parallel, right? So that's why I am writing 4 set of planes. So that means total number of plane will be how much? 8, So we have 8 such 1-1 plane in the FCC. It is okay? Next, the closed packed plane and direction in BCC. This is a body-centered cubic crystal. So if you remember, in the body-centered unit cell, body-centered cubic unit cell, we have 8 atoms at the 8 corners, and one atom will be at the body-centered position. So this red plane is nothing but this is the closed packed plane in BCC. So what is the Miller indices of that? Just tell me quickly, what is the Miller indices of that?
110.
Very good, 110, because we can see this. Suppose this is your origin. So this is x direction, this is y direction, and this is z direction, z axis, right? So you can see this particular red plane is intersected by this x axis at 1 unit magnitude, y axis at 1 unit magnitude, but it is parallel to z axis, right? So it will be 1, 1, and 0, right? So the closed packed plane in BCC is 110, and this is the family. So this is a plane, so this is the family of plane, right? And what about the direction? What is the closed packed direction in a body centered cubic? The body diagonal, right? Just have a look. It may not be the edge. In a simple cubic, the closed packed direction is the edge, right? For face centered cubic, it is the face diagonal. But body centered cubic, it is the body diagonal, right? Because there is an atom present over here. That's why at the body center. This is the body center position, right? So this is the direction. So what will be the direction? Just tell me what is the Miller indices of the given direction. This one.
111.
Very good. 111, right? So that means suppose this is the direction. So the origin will be this one, obviously. As I told, always the direction should intersect the origin, right? So origin will be this one, and the final position will be this one, right? So how to reach from here to here? So I want to reach, that means I have to move in this negative direction first, then over here, and finally over here, right? So it will be like -1, 1, and 1. Same thing. Is it okay? It may be 1 bar 1 1 or 1 1 1. Same thing or not?
Yes, sir. Same.
Right? Because they are equivalent, right? Okay, so now in FCC, the closed packed plane is called octahedral plane, and we have 8 numbers of octahedral planes, a closed packed plane in FCC. Similarly, this particular plane is called dodecahedral plane. You have to remember. In BCC, the closed packed plane is called dodecahedral, right? And we have 6 set of this kind of plane, because we can have lot of parallel planes like this, right? So 6 set of planes means in total we have 12 planes, such planes, right? So in FCC we have 8 number of closed packed plane, and in BCC we have 12 number of this kind of planes. If somebody will ask set, then that will be 4 and this will be 6. Now there is a very good beautiful line. Number of closed packed plane and direction are important for slip, and how close the plane and direction are also matters. So this is a very beautiful line, right? So it basically tells us when we need a slip mechanism. Slip mechanism means it is a mechanism for plastic deformation. Plastic deformation means it is a permanent deformation. Suppose you have a thick plate of any metal. It may be steel, it may be, or an alloy, right? Metal or alloy. You have a thick piece of steel, or you have a thick piece of aluminum alloy or aluminum. You want to make it thin, sheet or plate, then you need to go for plastic deformation on it. That is a permanent deformation. The length will increase, the width will decrease, or thickness will reduce, right? So the mechanism involved is slip, basically. We have other kind of plastic deformation mechanism, but slip is the most easy mechanism or dominant mechanism. So if you want to do slip, then you need to find out the closed packed directions and closed packed plane, because slip basically happens in that particular plane and direction. Slip do not occur in any random planes. It will occur in the slip closed packed plane and closed packed direction, because it needs very little amount of energy to move the atoms in that particular direction or planes, right? Another thing is how close the plane and directions are. Even if it may be a closed packed plane, closed packed direction, but if they are very close packed, then slip will be more easy. That's why FCC are more ductile, right? Or malleable, you can say. FCC metals are more ductile or malleable as compared to BCC, because both have good number of close pack plane and direction, but in FCC we have much close pack plane. Much means not number. The packing is more good, right? Okay, so these are the things you have to remember. So we have FCC, HCP, BCC crystal structures. Slip planes are this, slip directions are this. So you have to remember, in case of HCP, the closed pack plane is, actually this is written wrongly, this will be 0001. Okay, and these are the numbers. These are the numbers. So in FCC we have 12 primary slip system or active slip system. In HCP we have 3 primary slip systems, or that is active slip systems, and in case of BCC we have 48 total, but 12 are primary or active, right? So number of slip system in HCP is very less. Okay, slip system means combination of slip plane and slip direction. You have to remember, the combination of slip plane and slip direction is called slip system. So more is the slip system, more easy the slip mechanism is, right? And if the slip system will be less, then slip will be difficult. So that's why HCP metals are somewhat less ductile compared to FCC and BCC. And if you compare between FCC and BCC, then FCC is more ductile compared to BCC. Again, I am saying HCP metals are less ductile compared to BCC and FCC because of less number of slip system available, right? Active slip system, you can say. But in case of BCC and FCC, then FCC is having more ductility, or BCC is having less ductility compared to FCC. Okay. Okay, I will stop over here for today. You have any confusion right now?